Tally-ho, chaps! It's good old Dragon Gamer 475 here again, and back with another episode of Sonic High School. Get out! Get out, you stupid redcoat! Sorry about that. I just had to evict the British from my property. Well, anyways, let's get back into the cringe. Chapter 5. It was the end of the day at school, and it was time that Sonic and Tails and Knuckles got back on the bus at the bus stop to board it all the way from home to school.
We're on the bus now,
said Tails.
No more classes.
Tails was happy but sad because he is smart. Tails and Sonic sat down together, and Knuckles sat right in the middle of the aisle, which he usually did not get to do, but sometimes when not everyone was on the bus. It looked like Epsio and Rouge were not on the bus because they were busy getting ready to go to sex tonight. Oh, Jesus. Now that they are boyfriend and girlfriend. Knuckles laid across the aisle even more and stretched out when he just sat across two seats because now the limits were the Alpha and the Omega. How can we help, Espio? Said Sonic to Tails. Tails responded,
I don't know,
and thought about it on the bus. The bus drove bumpy on the bumpful roads all the way home, and then they got out of the bus stop so that they normally got in the bus at, just like always. Sonic ran out of the bus, and then Tails and then Knuckles in order. Time to go home, said Tails. We are almost there. And they walked the rest of the way to home. When they got to home, it was dinner time, and Sonic was at a different home from Tails and Knuckles because they were all in different families, so they did not live together, and Sonic's mom made a dinner. Sonic's mom made Chinese food, and Sonic ate it. At the end, there was a fortune cookie. Sonic broke it open and ate the cookie part and kept the paper that was inside that held a magical fortune on it. Sonic looked at the fortune and read himself inside of his head.
The path to glory begins at the base of your friend's pillars,
said Sonic inside the head, reading the fortune cookie paper, and he knew it was a good sign for what was about to happen tonight when Espio and Rouge went to sex. The phone ringed. Sonic ran to the phone and picked it up and said,
Hello!
Into it. It was Tails.
I have an idea,
said Tails on the phone to Sonic, who was listening but not speaking.
I can give him Espio my invisibility hat for the science competition, and he can use it to do sex for Rouge.
Sonic smiled so wide, like having the King of Fire finding out he burned down New York City with only his fire powers. Let's see. Sonic and Tails went to Espio's house later, which was not easy to walk to normally for most people, but Sonic is super fast, so he ran there and helped Tails get there too. Seeing as Tails is not as fast as Sonic, they knocked on the house and Espio came out of the door. Here it is.
Here's my invisibility hat you can use with Rouge tonight to make sex in. It makes it impossible to see and impossible to hear you when you're wearing the hat, or when someone who wearing a hat wants you to be impossible to see and impossible to hear,
screamed Tails, whose voice was a little hoarse from ordering food from the lunch lady, whose hearing was lost in an earthquake in her childhood. Tails had to say the things he wanted to so loud, and she would still say, "What?" And Tails wondered why she even had ears if she wasn't going to use them. Epsio grabbed the invisibility hat from Tails' hands and said, "Good, thanks!" and kept going, so Sonic and Tails left and wished him luck from far away in their own homes. Back at home, Sonic thought it would be a good idea that Epsio would get sex into Rouge if he could explain it to Sonic, and Sonic would know how to find Amy's sex plots even better, because otherwise he would have to read about it online, because he knew all about kissing, which wasn't really sex, and it was probably the same kind of thing. Sonic would just read about it online before taking it away, and he knew the right words were for things then. Sonic sat on his chair and that was in front of his Sonic computer, and opened up the Sonic Instant Messenger and messaged Amy, who was doing the same thing at her home, but said, "Hey Amy, want to finally become true boyfriend and girlfriend by reaching sex this weekend?" Sonic waited a long time on his computer, and it seemed like Amy was not there because she did not respond to anything. Sonic played games online and beat all the final bosses. He was like an alien sent to Earth to destroy records set by others. Then Amy finally responded. What Amy said was, "No way." Sonic was so shocked. His brain must have felt like a total idiot. Alright everyone, that concludes Chapter 5 of Sonic High School, the single best piece of English literature ever to be created. I will see you all next time. Peace out, homies.